And Donald Trump condemned the brutality of the North's regime as well as its nuclear weapons program. He called on the international community, including China and Russia, to isolate Pyongyang, but he also sent a direct message to the North.
Today, I hope I speak not only for our countries, but for all civilized nations when I say to the North, do not underestimate us and do not try us. We will defend our common security, our shared prosperity, and our sacred liberty.
Let's go to Seoul. Our Asia reporter Shamim Chowdhury is there covering Donald Trump's visit. Shamim, he made it very clear, did he not, that I am not like previous American presidents. I am Donald Trump.
Absolutely. Those were the words that he said, but he did tone down his language somewhat. He was as firm in his resolve when it comes to dealing with North Korea as he has been for quite some time. But the language was a little bit more restrained, a little bit more statesmanlike. However, he did make it clear that even though the US was not out to start any kind of aggressive action, if his country or any of his allies were in any way threatened, intimidated, bullied, or attacked by any nation state, then he would defend his nation. So, you know, his words were very firm, there's no doubt about that. But what he did was refrain from using some of the terms, some of the language that he's been using in recent times. For example, he didn't talk of destruction, he didn't talk of missiles being shot down, and he did actually say some of that when he was in Japan. So, and I think the tone has actually really gone down quite well in South Korea, the country does need to kind of tread quite cautiously as far as North Korea is concerned, because it is in the direct firing line. Donald Trump also spoke directly to North Korea's leader, Kim Jong-un. This is what he had to say.
The weapons you are acquiring are not making you safer. They are putting your regime in grave danger. Every step you take down this dark path increases the peril you face. North Korea is not the paradise your grandfather envisioned. It is a hell that no person deserves.
Shamim, he fooled the entire world media because everyone didn't expect him to go to the DMZ. And then suddenly it was, oh, Trump is going there.
Absolutely. And in fact, the White House categorically stated that this wouldn't be part of his visit, even though it's a standard stopping point for most US presidents who come to South Korea. So no one was expecting him to go to the DMZ, which is the border, effectively. It's the demilitarized zone, the area between South Korea and North Korea. So it was a very last-minute decision, and he was apparently on his way in his helicopter, Marine One, but they had to stop the trip because of fog. Now, had he gone, he would have been accompanied by the South Korean President, Moon Jae-in, and this would have been the first time that both presidents, both the US and the South Korean president, had gone to the DMZ together. Now, what the White House had originally said was it wasn't that important, because instead he was going to go to Camp Humphreys, which is a military installation some way out of Seoul that he visited yesterday, and that was more significant, they said. But many people believe that, you know, there is a kind of symbolic importance of a US president going to the DMZ because it shows an act of solidarity. You know, what they tend to do is look through the binoculars over into North Korea, and the message that is perceived as being sent out is, you know, we are standing strong with our allies. We are here right on your border, and basically don't mess. But yeah, it didn't happen. He's now on his way to China. It's been a short, but many would say quite a positive trip, very conciliatory in tones, and you know, quite a number of both trade agreements have at least started, which Donald Trump will hope will come into fruition over the next few months.
Shamim Chowdhury in Seoul. Thank you, Shamim.